So President Trump has set a record. His latest physical checkup involved 22 medical specialists, the most of any president has had during a single medical visit. And it turns out his heart health is comparable to someone 14 years younger. Pretty good for a guy who turns 80 tomorrow. With us now is Dr. Marc Siegel, Fox News senior medical contributor and author of The Miracles Among Us: How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. Dr. Siegel, so great to see you as always this morning. You know, for a guy that has a penchant for fast food, he likes his McDonald's, that's pretty good heart health there.
Listen, Charlie, I just spoke to Colonel James Jones last night, who's the head of the White House Medical Unit, and he once again reassured me that the president is in excellent physical and mental health. And what you saw from the Washington Post there is a witch hunt, because they're saying that the president sees 22 specialists. Well, George W. Bush, who I know really well, saw 13 specialists when he came into office, and he was 65 years old and an endurance athlete running 3 miles a day. And consider that since then, we now have much more technology. Specialists have a lot more to bring to bear. And maybe President Trump is thinking that the last president, Biden, who saw 20 specialists, they missed prostate cancer. So maybe he's thinking overvigilance is a really good idea preventatively. And that's what Colonel Jones, who's the head of the White House Medical Unit, said to me. Period. It's a precaution.
When you look at all of these specialists, though, you know, obviously we all know our, cardiac specialist, our, all the sort of routine ones. What are some of the specialists that we might not think of?
Well, again, he's clearly had cognitive testing and had neurologists look at him. He's had hematologists look at why he has the bruising. The bruising is because he takes aspirin and he shakes a lot of hands. And that's very common in someone in their late 70s about to turn 80 in a day, actually. He's in incredible health for his age. And don't you think it's a little ageist, instead of celebrating his physical health at his age, low blood pressure, cholesterol under control, no heart disease, we're targeting him because of his age. That's what they're doing. And he's again, in excellent health. These specialists are there all as a precaution. And every time somebody raises a flag, he gets someone else to look at him, and they're showing that he's fine.
Right. Well, and of course, one of the funny things about these stories is that everybody knows what they see in him, and they see a healthy guy and they hear a mentally fit guy, and so they sort of dismiss this stuff. Second story I want to ask you about, though, is the increasing number of young people who turn to the internet for their first bit of advice before going to a doctor. 45% of Gen Z say that they only go to see a doctor if the internet tells them that their symptoms are serious. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
This is a bad thing because of the way that they're doing it. And by the way, Tebra, which is an AI company, did a study on Gen Zers, and 75% go to AI first, like the large chatbots, to get medical guidance. I don't mind medical information, Charlie, but I mind medical guidance. And some of them are doing it because they don't trust doctors. Some of them can't get to doctors. There's a doctor shortage. This is a wake-up call for physicians and health professionals to get back in the loop more. You can come to the internet or to AI for information, but the question you ask will indicate the answer you get. I know how to use AI for medical facts. I got to admit this, more than my patients do, because I go to up-to-date, I go to specific medical programs, and I know exactly the question to ask. If you don't know the question to ask, AI will give you the answer that's based on your question, and it may easily be wrong. That's why you need a doctor to check with. By the way, for health, I want to add one more point. The president's sense of humor is terrific, and that's the best thing we have going for health. Maybe the people going after him should get more of a sense of humor.
Yeah, and that takes serious mental work, especially if you're going to live rent-free in so many people's heads. Dr. Siegel, thank you as always.
Thank you, Charlie. Good to see you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.